With its untamed highlands and windswept islands, spectacular locks and glens, intriguing cities, and amazing hospitality, it is Scotland!
Scotland is in the north of Great Britain and has a land and culture that is completely distinct from England. My journey begins in the city of Glasgow and historic Stirling. From there I head to the island of Islay and make my way up the west coast to the Isle of Skye. I cross the Highlands to Loch Ness and Stratford and fly on to the Orkney Islands. Then it's down to Edinburgh with a quick round of golf at St. Andrews before taking in the madness of the Edinburgh Festival. Glasgow is Scotland's largest city. It's infamous for housing schemes like Easter House, Govan, and the Gorbals. But since being crowned the European City of Culture in 1990, Glasgow is enjoying a cultural renaissance. My first stop, the exquisite Art House Hotel.
Thank you very much. Third floor, right? Yeah. Wow, you look at this. So cool. So expensive. But I decided to splurge. I know I'm just starting, but this place really captures kind of that Glasgow vibe. I mean, look, a wall of water. Wow. Wow, look at this. This is nice. Oh, I could get used to this place. But then I'd have a very short trip. I love it.
Glasgow boasts excellent museums and art galleries, some of which are dedicated to famous Scots like Charles Rennie Mackintosh. Mackintosh is Scotland's most celebrated architect and designer. In the late 19th century, he designed every detail of his own house, from the facade to the furniture to the smallest clock. This is a recreation of Mackintosh's home built within the walls of the Hunterian Art Gallery.
The Scottish accent is famous for being difficult to understand, but the Glaswegian accent can be even more difficult. There are words and phrases in Glasgow that sound a bit like a foreign language even, so I'm on a mission to find some people to help me translate. Okay, so I love the Glaswegian accent, and I was wondering if you could teach me some local phrases.
Well, it's very hard to bring them to mind, this is the thing. It's all right when your eyes are not going and happy eyes. You understand?
Sometimes people might say, if they're having a disagreement or an argument, they'll say that they had the rights to she.
Gadgie?
Gadgie.
Gadgie. Who's a gadgie?
Who's a... a gadgie? A tramp.
A tramp.
What is it? I says to her, did you get that boy the Glasgow kiss? She says, oh, that's a butt in the head. So she knew what that was.
You don't have to be on a windswept board to learn to play the me to do that in about an hour and a half?
We will have a very good try.
All right. Where do we start?
We start
I'm ready.
right here. Scottish bagpipes are unique. The origin, I would think, would be in the countryside where young herd boys were sent out to look after his master's sheep and goats. And whilst he was out there, it would be a hot sunny day and he would get bored and he would pick up a stick, hollow out the middle and make some holes, and all of a sudden he had a whistle and he was a happy man. He was playing his country's tunes. But eventually they realised that they had to stop to take a breath, so the music stopped too. And sometimes there would be a sheep lying dead, and they would suddenly realise that if they stuck the pipe into the sheep's stomach, they would have a reservoir of air. And it would not be very hygienic, but eventually they cleaned things up. And eventually that's where bagpipes came. Right, Megan, it's your turn. Yeah, come on. Bash the bag, give it a dump, as we say in Scotland. Keep going, you've got to keep blowing. Keep blowing. Now, eventually... Okay. Come on. Right, stop. Not quite. Okay. Let's try it, let's cheat, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Right, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll blow. All right?
Okay.
And you will play...
Great!
Okay.
Not bad.
You did very well.
Well,
you did very well.
because you've got all of the air action going on.
Well,
plus you're dressed the right way.
That's it.
Okay, can I ask you also... Okay, I'm new around here.
Sure.
And I'm curious, what do people wear underneath their kilts, men?
What have you heard?
Nothing?
Yeah.
I've heard something. I've heard they wear nothing.
Well, you've just got to believe what you wish to believe. You're not like the fairies.
You're not even going to give me the truth, are you? Okay.
Scotland has always had a complex relationship with England, known as the Old Enemy. Before unification in 1707, the Scots fought valiantly against the English invaders. Scotland's national hero is William Wallace, who led successful guerrilla campaigns against the English in the late 13th century before his eventual betrayal. Stirling is the site of one of William Wallace's most famous victories.
The story of William Wallace became famous throughout the world after a book and a movie called Braveheart came out. Now, the movie was starring Mel Gibson, spawned legions of fans, and actually tonight here at Stirling Castle, there's a Braveheart banquet. You must be Shores Wallace.
Correct.
Hi, I'm Megan.
How you doing?
I came to see you about trying on a tartan.
Right, okay then. Just relax.
Okay.
Now that's you almost got your position with the kilt. But because you're a female, I need to lift you a wee bit. Can I come across you?
Yes.
Okay then, I'll lift you and just go back a wee bit. There you go, gently.
Okay.
There you go.
I didn't look up your kilt, by the way.
Right. If you could lift your arms up, what we're going to do is quite simply put that across you. There you go. You're quite comfy. The next thing is what you call the fixing belt.
Ticklish, I'm sorry.
Right, that usually goes a wee bit higher because you're a slim female.
Oh, yes.
I'll pull you up.
Oh, shoot. Oh, did I ruin it?
No.
It's
no.
all right. Okay. Right. Voila. I'm ready for battle.
Well, you're ready for something.
Well, the women at the banquet actually wear something a little more fanciful, don't they? All right. Well, I love this experience, and next time I go to war, I'll definitely wear a Wallace tartan. Are you allowed to wear it if you're not of the Wallace clan?
If you get the passion,
I've got the passion.
well, then it's not a case of you being allowed. It's a case of us being proud that you would wear it.
Thank you.
It's the night of the Braveheart banquet, and it's time for me to try Scotland's most famous national dish, haggis.
Haggis, meats, and tatty. heard a lot about this, but I have been kind of hesitant to try it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's really very good. Once you get past the idea that is the lining of a sheep's stomach with, you know, heart and lung and all those organs in it, it's actually really, really good.
The Scots love their history. This is a reenactment group who loves to put on battles that happened in the days of William Wallace himself.
For God, King, and England! God, King, and England! And here he is! I shall
The man in the
put any
middle
of my
represents
champions,
William Wallace.
if you have any,
Man,
in
does
this
he
field.
have it.
Quick, for England.
The reenactment group Fire and Sword regularly stage battles from the days of William Wallace, when the fighting was bloodthirsty and gory.
Freedom!
It is William Wallace's birthday today, and all of these people have come here to honor his memory. 800 years later, they still hold him as one of their strongest national figures.
In 1305, William Wallace was betrayed and tried for treason in London, where he was hung, cut into four, and his remains strewn over Britain. Today, Wallace is the figurehead for Scottish independence. I want to explore the islands. First stop, Islay, at the southern tip of the Inner Hebrides. Then it's back to the mainland to the mountains of Oban. Islay feels isolated in comparison to other islands like Skye and receives few visitors. 50% of the island is Gaelic-speaking and its main industry is whiskey.
Scotland's national drink dates back to around the 15th century. In Gaelic, they call it Uisce Bay, which means water of life. I am talking about whiskey. Now, Islay is famous for its own variety, which is a little bit peaty and more smoky. Today, I'm at Ardbeg. I'm going to meet Stuart, who's the manager of the distillery here. It's one of the best in all of Scotland.
Hi Megan, pleased to meet you. I'm Stuart.
Nice to meet you,
Let me
Stuart.
take you around the distillery and I'll show you how we make some whiskey.
Whiskey me away.
Scottish whiskey's distinctive taste comes from malted barley. The barley is soaked and dried in a kiln over a peat fire, mixed with water, and then left to ferment. The weak alcoholic solution or wort is then distilled and matured in oak barrels for 3 to 30 years. This process hasn't changed in hundreds of years.
How many caskets are in this place, this building?
About 4,500.
4,500. And how many buildings like this do you have?
We have 5.
This is 1975 Ardbeg. You should find it very smoky, very fruity, and very sweet.
Excellent.
Slàinte
Slàinte, what's that?
It means cheers.
In Gaelic?
Yes.
Slàinte then.
Enjoy.
Islay is an island full of stories of ghosts and fairies, but I actually get to meet a living legend, Fiona of the Seal.
Fiona Middleton came to Islay in 1976 and is known all over the island for playing her violin to the seal population.
When I first came to Islay, it was winter and it was very calm and peaceful. I took my violin and found a nice place on some rocks by the sea and started playing the violin. I suddenly realised that there were two little faces watching me from the sea with big eyes and whiskers.
Have you come to know certain ones more than others?
They tend to have their favourite places and their favourite rocks to sit on, so if I go to a particular place I would expect to see certain seals time and time again.
From Islay, my journey continues to the west coast of the mainland, to Oban and the mountains.
Scotland doesn't exactly have anything quite like Mount Everest, but they do have something unique to themselves called a Munro, which were named by Sir Hugh Munro in 1891 to classify any mountain that's 3,000 feet or higher. Now, Scotland has 284 of them, and there are some people who are fanatical about walking and climbing them. Charlie has climbed them all, which makes him a Munro bagger, and I hope to bag my first one today. Hello.
Hi.
Charlie, how old were you when you bagged your first Munro?
I think I was 10 at the time. At that time I didn't know what a Munro was. I mean, I just thought it was a great hill and I enjoyed it, and I've always loved sort of Scotland and the countryside, so...
And so how long did it take you to do all 284?
Well, my first time round was 3.5 years.
So how long did it take you the second time?
Well, 48.5 days.
What? That's amazing. How many a day is that?
It's averaging 6 a day. We need to go this way.
This is it. It's a little wet out here, don't you think?
Hey, come on, it's Scotland. What do you expect?
Duh. What's the name of this Munro?
This one we're climbing today is Ben Cruachan, the biggest hill in the sort of Campbell area here.
So this is the Campbell area?
Yeah.
Which is your last name?
Yep.
This is like a homecoming. This is your turf. We've hiked all day. I know. I thought it was going to be much easier.
No. Done well, though. Keep it going. That's it. Well done.
This is the moment of the Munro bagging. No, Charlie.
Yes, all the way. Go. Yes.
I bagged my first Munro.
Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, so how does it feel?
It feels kind of cold, kind of wet, kind of tiring, but still exhilarating. Kind of like a unique Scottish experience.
The question is, are you going to do it again?
Let me tell you, your record is safe. But you know what? You hike all this way, and you get this view.
Perfect, doesn't it?
Beautiful.
This can't be a good Scottish summer.
The West Highland Railway runs from Glasgow via Fort William to Malé, where I take a ferry to the Isle of Skye. It is a fantastic way to see the Highlands, and the scenery is truly spectacular. Skye is a rugged island known for its castles, mountains, and changeable weather. It's said you can experience 4 seasons in one day here.
Scotland is extremely famous for its seafood, and today I'm going out with a man named Neil McRae, who actually pulls mussels off of the pillars of the Skye Bridge, and then we cook them on his boat for lunch. Hello, I'm sorry, I'm late.
Hi, Megan.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
Great.
Neil McRae is a fisherman who takes tourists out on his boat for the freshest mussels on the island.
Okay, the tide's coming in, so the plan is just to
Just
go
reach
down and
in
get them.
normally and grab them.
Yep, as low down as possible because
They're fresher, they're still in the water.
they're bigger, they're longer in the water, so they're bigger. Well, I might fall in.
Ah, I got you. Great. Unbelievable. Oh, I got it.
Okay, we'll get some more.
Lunch. This in a restaurant in the States would cost you $12.95 at least.
You go this time.
All right, I'm ready.
Now, just don't catch your hands between the bridge and the boat.
I'm a little nervous about this.
Okay, I'll hold your legs.
Okay.
Over you go. Over you go.
I missed it. Over there. Come on.
You got it.
Wait, come here.
Get down deeper.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, wait, I got him.
Up.
Shoot. Okay.
Perfect.
Good, I got it. I almost went overboard. I hope you all appreciate this. Well, I love Scotland. I love the legends and the landscapes and the history, and I love the castles. And you know, every castle has its own story, and this one is kind of a very unique one. Once upon a time here at Castle Moyle, there lived a young Norwegian princess named Mary. Mary made a chain of boats from one side of the channel to the other in order to be able to charge a toll of any passing ships. She greatly appreciated the contribution of the sailors and would actually, well, thank them by flashing her breasts as they passed by. She then became known as Saucy Mary, and it is actually a tradition for women who visit the castle to kind of honor Mary's tradition. So here's my Saucy Megan. This is Loch Dunvegan, and up until 1748, the only way you could get here to Dunvegan Castle was by boat. This is the oldest inhabited castle in Britain, and the MacLeod clan have lived here for 700 years. One of the ancestors of the MacLeod clan, Malcolm III, one time wrestled and killed a bull with his bare hands. The bull is now the symbol for the clan. And this is Sir Rory Moore's horn, which is filled with claret, which is wine. And each chief-to-be, at the age of 21, must drink the entire thing without dropping it or spilling any of it. And the present chief holds the record of 1 minute and 57 seconds. He is definitely a worthy man.
From Skye, I head over the highlands to the historic battlefield of Culloden before investigating the mystery of Loch Ness. It's then on to Stratford for the Highland Games. The last battle ever to be fought on British soil took place here in 1746.
Well, at the moment we're standing in effectively what is the graveyard after the Battle of Culloden. Now, the battle took place on April the 16th, 1746. 1,500 men were killed in less than 45 minutes. If any of you have any Scottish heritage or ancestry, then what happened here on April the 16th has affected your lives.
1,500 Highlanders, led by Bonnie Prince Charlie, were slaughtered in 45 minutes. The English leader, the Duke of Cumberland, won the label Butcher Cumberland for his brutal treatment of the defeated Scottish forces. In the aftermath, many of Charlie's followers were executed or transported, and the government banned wearing kilts and playing bagpipes. Just 6 miles west of Culloden lies Loch Ness, Britain's biggest lake, a colossal 36 miles in length.
Of all the mysteries that remain unsolved in the world today, one of my all-time favorites is the Loch Ness Monster. Now, the first sighting of Old Nessie occurred around the 6th century AD, but it wasn't until 1933, when they built a road around the outside of the loch, that the mystery really began to deepen. One man believes in the existence of Nessie so much that in 1991, he left his home country of England and moved up here to prove that she exists somewhere out there. Are you seeing anything out there?
No, I'm not.
Not yet. So how often do you
I'm here all the time, summer and winter, full time.
All year?
Aye, all year, for the last 9 years now.
How did that happen?
By accident, really? No, by accident. I've always been fascinated by this mystery since I was a 7-year-old. And eventually, 9 years ago, I thought, hang on, why don't I do what I want to do, follow my dreams and live the life I want, which is to be totally involved in this mystery. So here I am.
Steve gave up his job 9 years ago and finances his search for the monster by selling miniature models of Nessie to tourists.
What are some of the kind of established theories about Nessie?
People look for all sorts of different things. We're all hunting for whatever the answer is. But some people are looking for giant sturgeon or giant catfish. One guy is hunting for a time gate back into the past. He believes the answer is that we're seeing things from way back in the past through this weird... People have got all sorts of different ideas as to what it is.
Now, have you had any sightings yourself?
I wouldn't say I've seen anything that is 100% definitely one of these animals. If I saw one of these animals, possibly I wouldn't even tell anybody. You know, if doing what I do, if you're asked 60 times a day, have you seen it yet? Doesn't take long to say no.
Yeah.
But if I'd had a long sighting of it, and 60 times a day I had to describe the same event to 60 different people, I'd probably resort back to saying no. There's no plan of how long it'll take, but I can see another decade of watching and waiting yet. That's however long it takes till we solve the mystery, really.
Carbisdale Castle is the most opulent youth hostel in the world. It costs $20 a night to stay here, and supposedly it's haunted.
Of a nanny named Betty still roams the corridors of this castle, and people have seen a woman in a white gown wandering around and heard the voices of children crying at night. And this room that I'm staying in has had the most sightings of any room in the castle. I'm really not happy about staying here by myself
Thankfully, I didn't see any sign of Betty last night. So, fully refreshed, I travelled to Stratford for the Clanlonach Highland Games. The Games are an ancient tradition and are held all over the Highlands. They were originally used as a test of skill and strength when recruiting clan warriors.
This is Alistair, and he's a heavy, and he's participating in the Highland Games today. How many events will you do?
We'll do 8 events today, ranging from putting the stones to throwing the hammers to tossing the caber.
Okay. What's putting the stones?
Well, putting the stone is similar to a shot put in the Olympics, you know. But we use a bigger ball, which is a stone, you know. And the hammer is more or less like a real sledgehammer, you know, with a ball on the end. You know, Olympics have got a chain, but we use the original, which is a wooden shaft. And then the caber is a tree trunk that's cut down to around about 20 feet and weighs maybe 150 pounds.
Didn't quite make it. It has to fall into the 12 o'clock position for it to qualify. That's Alistair. He is the world champion of Highland Games. Wow! That's beautiful. Who is that? It's William Wallace. These particular Highland Games have been going on for 159 years. Right now, you've got 2 clans battling it out. The Wallaces versus the Forbes, just like the old days. Go, Wallace! Do it for William!
Right, you pick out the you start. You pick out the
We
right?
all names start. 1, 2, 3.
New Zealand, a good me. 4. Scotland versus the rest of the world over here. Yes. What's the strategy? Twist it to close it.
Twist it to close it. That's it. Don't pull your bum boots.
Yeah.
Put your feet in and lean back.
From Canada.
United States.
United States. Hit the straight. Push your bum in.
Use your heels. Right heel, right it. Right it, that's it. Use it.
Now we're tied 1-1. Best out of 3. Thank you very much.
From Stratford, I go to Aberdeen and fly to the Orkney Islands. Orkney is made up of 70 or so islands off the north tip of mainland Scotland. The people refer to themselves as Orcadians and don't feel they are part of Scotland. This is an ancient landscape richly strewn with stone circles and burial chambers.
Skara Brae is Northern Europe's most well-preserved prehistoric village. This is the path back in time of sorts. So starting here, first man on the moon, belonged to the American Declaration of Independence, birth of Christ. Now we are really time-traveling people. We are going back. Yes, Skara Brae, 3100 BC. Now that is back in the day, people. Is that Robert I see before me? Resident expert of Skara Brae.
Welcome to Skara Brae.
Thank you. Oh, this is really neat.
Now what you're actually looking at here, if this would have been all roofed over, would be a whalebone and timber frame covered by skins with turf and seaweed on the outside to keep the water and the wind out.
Really? No, did they go whale hunting or?
Never used beached whales for the whalebones.
Did it kind of stink in here?
Of
I
course.
imagine it would have been pretty
But it wouldn't smell to
intense.
flowers, no.
No potpourri.
No, definitely not. Now these are your beds.
Okay.
These would have had a mattress of heather, bracken and grasses, covered with skins, so they've been quite comfortable. Now, some people said we've slept upright.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, even modern primitive cultures today believe if you actually go to sleep lying down, you won't wake up.
How to make the traditional Orcadian delicacy of the blackening. You need yogurt, eggs, iron brew, molasses, sand, and several other spontaneous ingredients. And no, it's not something you eat. It's an event that happens before a wedding. These are all of the bride's friends, and they're going to surprise her, paste her all over with the black stuff, and throw eggs at her. It's part of the fun. Hi. How are you?
Fine.
This is the bride-to-be's mother, June. And what's very exciting?
Yes.
Does she know what's going to happen?
No.
No. And these are all the people conspiring.
Yes.
Blackening. How long has this happened?
As long as I can remember.
Did it happen to you when you got married?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it a fond memory or something you kind of a rite of passage?
It is a fond memory after the event.
She's going to love you all.
I know.
Right, there she is. Get There she's in the hat, obviously. Okay! How much do you love your friends and family right now?
The bride's husband-to-be is also blackened. They are then paraded around the town in the back of the van. Blackenings have been happening in Scotland for centuries, and its origins are steeped in mystery. No one knows when they began.
That's her mom dunking her and cleaning her. And you know that water's gotta be cold. Not too much close to mom.
I fly from the Orkney Islands to the capital, Edinburgh, where I head off to St. Andrews and then finally back for the madness of the Edinburgh Festival. St. Andrews is the home of golf. The game was invented in Scotland over 500 years ago. The club has 6 courses, the most famous being the Old Course. But to play on it, you have to enter a ballot and just hope your name is drawn.
All right, now that I've actually been drawn, I'm so excited about that. I need 2 gentlemen to help me. And this is Jim.
Morning, Megan.
Good morning.
Lovely morning.
My most excellent caddy. And this is Bill.
Hi, Megan.
The most excellent professional.
Here in Scotland, we tend to think golf's in our blood, so we don't need golf lessons. We think that we can do it by our birthright. That looks great, Megan. Now, this hole has broken the hearts of more professional golfers than I can remember.
Okay.
So,
So,
are you ready?
right on.
Okay, so let's go. Oh, Megan, I'm straight in the bunker.
Oh, no. The bunker, that's heartbreaking.
We're going to give it a go, shall we?
Okay.
Would you like to hold out that rake?
I would love to.
Good.
Why is this place so special for golfers?
Well, I suppose it's the home of golf, and it's also the home of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club, and they are the body that set the rules for the game.
In 1754, the club was formed by a group of gentlemen of noble birth. They built a clubhouse on the understanding that they would take care of the course. Little did they know that 200 years later, golf would be one of the world's most popular sports.
What do you think?
Yeah.
It's on the right, but head still.
Right.
A nice stroke on the putt, okay?
Right.
No problem.
Okay, sir. Oh, a little too hard, wouldn't you say?
St. Andrews is 55 miles north of Scotland's capital city, Edinburgh. In the year 2000, the Scottish Parliament returned here to limited rule, after a recess of 300 years, a small step on the road to possible independence. But the city is most famous for the biggest arts festival in the world.
I am at the Edinburgh Festival. I don't know exactly where they are at, but what it is this amazing cultural extravaganza of dance and theater and art and music, and it's just, but hey, going on everywhere you look. You interpret that yourself. I didn't quite expect this. I think I expected it to be very proper and formal, but over 1 million people come every year to see this festival, and it's kind of evolved from being the high cultural stuff to being stuff that they call fringe.
Doctor and Samson, what will be in your state when they hear I'm a DJ? They just got to run away. Hey, we are on our way to Wembley. Hey, hey, all right, Paul, point me a bit. Point a bit, Paul. Point a bit, Paul.
The festival runs from August to September, during which time the population of the city doubles.
Have all come to see the Edinburgh military tattoo, which is groups coming from all over the world, bagpipe bands and military units come together for an incredible display.
The Edinburgh tattoo brings together military bands from all over the British Commonwealth. After a dazzling display of military musical prowess, the evening ends with a lone piper and fireworks.
I love how it appreciates its past. I love what strong character it has and how many characters there are here. Its future is so bright, so whether it remains part of Great Britain or whether it finally achieves its independence, that Scottish spirit is always going to thrive.